Hey guys, it is April 3rd, 2019, and this is the day the first teaser trailer for Todd Phillips, Joaquin Phoenix Joker dropped. Now, this is a film that I've been looking forward to. I think it's going to be a fantastic movie. I think it's going to change the sort of the DC paradigm that's kind of going on right now, and it's on rocky shores to say the least. Um, but this just I'm very I love how the trailer came out. I love the way it looks. I love the tone so far. Whoever made this trailer did a fantastic job. Hopefully that tone, the tone of this trailer translates over to the actual film, and I think it's going to be great. It has a very gritty vibe. There is a lot interesting colors. There's a very interesting color scheme. A lot of sort of browns and blues and like oranges and yellows, all kind of sort of leading to what the Joker's final outfit is that we've just seen a bunch of times right now and plenty of times in the trailer. So yeah, I'm just very excited. It seems like this is going to be the one bad day kind of story, retold in a different way. I don't think he's going to go on like a Red Hood path or something, but it seems like he's just going to go. It's going to go deep into sort of why this Joker is the way he is, in a way that hasn't been done before. I mean, with Heath Ledger's Joker, we got a lot of sort of vague backstories, and none of them could be true, or all of them could be true, or one of So it's going to be interesting to see a Joker story kind of play out like this in a feature film, and one that feels like more of a film than like a movie. If you understand like my meaning. Sean says, looks like it's in the 70s, even though it's set in the 80s. I believe it takes place in 81. So I guess it's like tail end in the 70s. There's still a lot of those cars around. Because I don't know. This is gonna sound braggy, but I was an extra in the movie because they shot it in Newark, which is very close to my house. So I had to get in there, and I think it takes place in 81. I'm pretty sure it takes place in 81. Anything I read that day said 81. So there's a lot of like a mix of early 80s and 70s like cars there, and there's this, I believe it's supposed to take place during the garbage strike of the 80s. When did that happen? Garbage strike. Because I remember when we were filming, there was just tons of garbage everywhere. I mean, the garbage strike. Okay, that was 68. So that doesn't fit. But it's sort of a similar kind of premise. There's just like a lot of garbage all over, and the theater behind, when he's waving the sign, the theater behind him is like a porno theater. So it's just trying to paint the picture of this downtrodden, poor Gotham neighborhood. And then Thomas Wayne is like running for mayor, I believe, and he's the one you see talking in the sort of during the press conference. So it's setting a weird, like, it's setting up a lot of weird stuff, and I'm not totally sure which direction this is going to go, because it seems like it could lead into, maybe it's not Tim Burton enough to lead into like that kind of territory, but there have been rumblings that there was I don't even want to give it away. I don't even want to perpetuate a rumor, but I think there is going to be some sort of Batman involved in some capacity. Might not show up in the film, and might. It seems like Bruce. I mean, if Thomas Wayne is alive, and they showed a gun. They showed a gun in the trailer, which I assume is a Joaquin holding the gun. Arthur Fleck, I believe, is the character's name that they're using. Maybe they make this sort of the story where Joker similar to the Jack Nicholson story, the Joe Chill story, where Joker sort of kills Bruce's parents. It might set that up and might go a completely different way. I feel like it's going to be very weird. Sean says set in 81 and feels very Taxi Driver. I think that's the vibe they want to go for. Like this just gritty, like urban kind of looking, like down and dirty kind of movie. Very pretty, but very looking. But I feel like this might lead to I think that I feel like it's gonna end with like him killing wow, why am I just said his name, Bruce's dad. So it's interesting. I don't know if it's going to go that way, but it seems like it might. Sean says this. Well, everyone thinks the kid Arthur makes smile is Bruce. Possibly. It's easy to infer, like I guess infer that because of seeing Bruce's dad. Why am I don't know why I'm all of a sudden blanking. Comments. Wow. Had a little bit of a brain fart. So I mean, I could totally see that bringing Bruce. I feel like that's a little straightforward, and I don't know if the Wayne family is as wealthy as they are usually. I don't know if he'd have that kind of access, but it'd be interesting to see a weird relationship that maybe they crossed paths when he was younger. I don't know. It could totally be Bruce, but it's hard to say. I'm curious about Zazie Beetz' character. She seems like she would. I know they probably won't go this way, but I think she would be a kick-ass Harley Quinn. So it'd be cool if they do, set it in an earlier time period, like late 70s, 80s, and then have like a early 80s Harley Quinn. It as Zazie Beetz. I think she would be fantastic. Now I don't know what that relationship's going to be like. If it's going to be a broken relationship, or are they just going to really like fall for each other and really confide in each other and kind of be like us against the world kind of thing. Or is he going to like fall off the wagon, and then it's going to be like a heartbreak, and that's what leads him further down the well. I'm not sure I feel like what they showed in the trailer is very just a tiny glimpse of what that film is going to be, and it didn't really tell anything about the overall plot. We just assume it's going to be like a one bad day story because of he right away he's like getting hit in the face with a sign and kind of abused, and it seems like he's like a mama's boy kind of thing, very coddled or something. I don't know. They did a good job of not saying too much, but saying a lot as well. So much so that I thought it would be cool to make a video and discuss it. But I make videos at random hours, so people can't usually pop in. But yeah, I'm very excited for this. I'm very excited. I think it's going to be great. The response so far seems to be mostly positive, which it has been. It's been a while since a DC movie, right from the trailer, has gotten positive feedback like this. And I think it is a move of confidence for, DC and comic book fans and Warner Brothers to have their cake and eat it too, which is super interesting, because they could have their big franchise movie and big franchise characters, and then have this sort of almost like artistically made film in Joker, and maybe possibly the Matt Reeves Batman. Because I from what I understand, that Batman is also gonna be more stylistic and set in the past, as far as I know. I don't know if it's supposed to be Ben Affleck's Batman, but if they're going more for like sort of the Taxi Driver vibe, like the Scorsese kind of vibe, I am 100% okay with that, and I think it fits the world. Just take it, pull back a lot of the Burton aspects out of the Batman movies, and I think there's a good grounding. And I'm excited because if this does well, you know, this does well, Warner Brothers will see that, sure, there is a place for this in the industry, and it will make us money. People do want a more, character-driven movie rather than action and like all the glitz and glam that comes with the bigger budget movies. Not that this has a small budget, but it feels like a more compact movie than, a Justice League or Batman versus Superman. Sean says, I think it would be nice since it's an Elseworld story. I think Todd Phillips is doing his version of Thomas Wayne, who's more corrupt, and maybe this Joker is more like a vigilante. Yes, that's exactly that's kind of where I'm going with it. I'm on the same page, Sean. Like I was kind of talking with somebody before about this, and it's like I think he is gonna seem like more of a vigilante, and kind of I mean, you could say that Joker kind of is, but he's like, I don't know. In some ways, he is. Like the Heath Ledger Joker was very precise about who he would want to kill. It was very strategic. Now, I don't know if Arthur, this Joker, is going to kill. He might kill two very specific people. So yeah, if Thomas is corrupt in this, then the murder of Bruce Wayne's parents will seem almost warranted in a way. Like if Thomas is causing all this pain, if Thomas and Martha are just this like corrupt, severely wealthy, like 1%ers, which that might be sort of one of the topics that comes up in this movie, this wealth inequality, which is very prevalent, especially when I was filming. Everybody was kind of dressed moderately and kind of frumpy and poor. Meanwhile, you're probably going to have this juxtaposition of the lavish Waynes. And then Joker is basically going to be the hero of the little guy. He's going to be the hero of the 99%, if I could say that. Causing chaos in the streets and, basically getting people to protest and fight back against these elites and people causing all this sadness down below. So it'd be interesting to have a redeemable Joker story, like a Joker story where, this guy had a bad day and he might be going down a path that might not be ideal, and he might kill people very strategically. But, maybe towards the end we get him. I don't know. I don't even want to say, because I feel like that's probably what's going to happen. But he does kill Thomas and Martha Wayne because they are these, corrupt, basically almost essentially evil person. And then they have this little boy who's triggered. And then you just start this whole new cycle of, this kid was traumatized, Batman. Then you have the Batman story. And he kind of doesn't understand who his parents are and, kind of wants to do better for them. But they were also not great people. So he has to kind of build his own narrative and like have Alfred to help him, who Alfred, depending, I don't know what they're going to do with an Alfred if Alfred's there. I mean, I'm assuming if the Waynes are there, there's going to be an Alfred. So I don't know. Sean says the Telltale Batman game, the Waynes were involved with the mob. I haven't played that game, although I need to. But I believe it. I think it might take stuff from that story, take stuff from a bunch of stories. But it's going to be super interesting to have a Joker story where he is not the good guy, but like a reasonable, like agent of chaos kind of person, where he is breaking the status quo because people are just sick and sad and poor and hungry. And it disgusts him, and, he's being abused. And there's like the kids that like basically beat him up in the street and took his sign and broke it. Like, it's just everything is a mess. And he says, has it always been like this? It feels like it's getting crazier. And then, it makes I don't know. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be a great movie. I think people that aren't really on top of it and might just go see it because they know the Joker. The Joker's a well-known character. They're going to be in for a treat. I don't know if they're just going to be in for something they could not even, I don't know, expect from a DC movie. Because especially in the trailer, the little DC kind of coin thing, the DC logo was almost like an afterthought. It's almost like they don't even want to put this in the same realm. I just really hope this movie does well. I really hope it does well. It's coming out October 4th, I believe. I had a fun, I shot for a day on it. It was a lot of fun. Joaquin is, he's a pro. He was very humble, very nice, and did the job, did it well. And it was a fun shoot. It was fun. I like talked to people, made some friends, and I'm just happy that I was involved with it in some way because it was like so close to home, and like I couldn't not, excuse the double negative, couldn't not be involved with it. And it looks like it's turning out really great. So I am very excited. Thank you, Sean, for contributing in the chat. This is going to be just like my little Veda video for today. I just wanted to get on the horn and discuss it because I'm very excited for it. I'm curious to see if other people are as well. Again, from what I've heard, the talk is very positive so far. And this isn't even a full trailer. This is just a teaser trailer. So we might get more insight into what the story is actually going to be when the full trailer drops, which I'm guessing might be Comic-Con next month or June, whenever Comic-Con is, San Diego Comic-Con. I don't know, but I'm totally on board. I'm excited. I hope it gets even weirder and more chaotic than what we've seen so far. There's some rumors that I'm not even going to share here that indicate it's going to get weird also. So I'm freaking excited. And if you guys are new to the channel, please subscribe and like the video. It helps me out. I'm trying to do a video every day this month since it is Veda, video every day in April. So I'm doing pretty good. 3 videos in a row. So hopefully I'm going to keep this up. Again, thank you guys for watching. And you came at the tail end of this. Anyway, we were talking about the Joker. Please leave your comments if you're watching this after the live stream, and let me know what you think about this teaser trailer. I'm just so excited. I'm so excited. I already have a shirt with Joaquin's face on it as the Joker. It's just so great. So great. I'm very excited. Anna, yes, you're a little late. Me and Sean have been going at it and getting hyped for this. But we still have a while to go. October, it comes out in almost 6 months exactly. Tomorrow's the 4th, so 6 months exactly. No issues, no worries, Anna. I decided to get on because tonight is going to be too busy, so I figured I'd get on ASAP and discuss this movie that I'm super excited for. Todd Howard for real is saying, calling it now, Joker will kill Bruce Wayne. I mean, that is a possibility. I think what we were just discussing is I think Bruce's parents are going to be super corrupt. And, they're going to basically be the reason for Gotham being in the slums. And I think they might be Joker's first kill. I think Joker is going to kill Bruce's parents. But it's going to be almost like a weird, like, I do think it's going to be tough because it's going to be a Joker you're going to want to like. And he's going to kill Bruce's parents, and what happens with Bruce. It's just going to be weird. But he might kill just Bruce Wayne, and then Thomas might become like, it might be a Flashpoint situation. There was not really much story that's been told yet. We're kind of inferring a lot due to, like, thanks to comic books and other stories we know. But I don't know. It's exciting. It's exciting to say the least. Sean says you hear the first 4 Batman movies are getting 4K Blu-rays. I didn't hear that. I already bought that box set though. Oof. Anna says you can't put pictures in the chat, but I was reading a funny article about the trailer. We'll have to tweet it and set. Yes, please send it to me. I'm down for a funny thing. Anna says I like the Joker always on the side of the downtrodden. It like depends what Joker story you're reading, because the Joker in the animated series is definitely more sinister and pure evil than a lot of the other Jokers. That Joker, like, he's abusive and he's evil but then there are Jokers like Heath Ledger's Joker, who is just like an agent of chaos and wants to call chaos to corrupt the status quo because things are just, in his mind, not as they should be, and he wants to kind of bring that down. So you could always, in that way, you could always paint Joker whatever way you want. The thing with Heath Ledger's Joker is he was an agent of chaos. He wants to like kind of topple, like, he's kind of an anarchist, but then he also became fixated on Batman, because that wasn't his like first thing, but then he just became fixated on corrupting Batman, and trying to make this big point, which obviously he doesn't prove because Batman has his own code. So, I mean, we were supposed to get more of Heath Ledger's Joker, but everybody knows he passed away and they couldn't do that, but would have been interesting. Todd Howard says, I don't think anyone will take up the Batman mantle in this universe. I could be off, but that's the tone I'm getting. Okay, so I'm going to say it again, but I was an extra on this movie. So I saw something, and I'm not gonna say it because I don't want to get in trouble, but I'm just gonna give you a wink. I'm just gonna give you a little wink, and that's it. That's all I'm saying. Sean says, love Flashpoint Martha as the Joker. Could be a possibility. Maybe Martha is a sweetheart in this universe, and it's just Thomas that's the jerk. Anna says, in all fairness, I've only seen the Dark Knight films. I mean, that's perfectly good Batman movies, at least the first 2. Anna says, would you like to know which of your friends were cowards? Yeah, see, it's that manipulation. I mean, he's very smart and a very strategic Joker. He is an agent of chaos, or he wants to seem like an agent of chaos in the Dark Knight, but it's very calculated, which is what I like about Heath Ledger's Joker. XYZ is here. Sean says Joey was a Joker goon. No, I was just a regular dude. I was just a regular bro. My motivation was I'm going to work that day. That's my only thought as an extra. I was in I tried looking for myself in the trailer, but everything is blurred out in the background. So maybe in the final movie you'll be able to see like my head or something. Todd says, that's so cool. You were an extra. I didn't know that. Yeah, I was there for a day. They filmed in Newark, which is super close to me. And I had to be in it. It's a Joker movie. So a Joker movie filming 10 minutes from my house. Are you kidding? I had to do it. I'm glad they picked me to be in it. XYZ says Joey is secretly casted as Bruce Wayne. I wish I had the acting chops. But no. Sean says, you want to know how I got these scars? I actually have a really bad one on my knee from a hiking accident, but it's less cool than mouth scars like the Joker has. But yes, very fun shooting. Again, Joaquin is just I don't think he's ever made a bad movie. If you know a bad Joaquin movie, I'd like to see it. Todd Howard for real says, "Can you say what scene you were in?" I was actually in the scene that was in the trailer. The scene where he's like kind of playing with the sign, and there's like the kids harass him, and then they're like running across the street. I was there for that day. I remember them shooting all that stuff. It was they shot that scene of him playing with the sign for like 4 hours. I think 3 or 4 hours. I did not expect that. I mean, they did a lot of establishing shots too. I guess I forgot that. So like they like split it in a couple different days, I guess, or different sets of time. They did a lot of establishing, and then they did sort of him playing with the sign, and then the end of the day was like that car scene with the taxi like almost hitting him. There was a lot of that. So that's it felt like it wasn't a lot. And I mean, when you watch it, it's like 30 seconds of footage for like a 10-hour day. But it was fun. It was fun. Like, I'm so glad I got to do it. XYZ says, do you think solo movies based on supervillains should happen more often? Absolutely. I think at least mainstream audiences don't get the full picture of villains, whereas like maybe if you watch the animated movies or read the comic books, you'd get a more full picture. So having like this Joker as Joaquin Phoenix, who's a very good, he's very good at immersing himself in a role, and he's very selective about his roles too, which is cool that he gets to do that. But I would love to see more movies based on villains. A lot of villains are like kind of, I guess you could be creative and switch it up, but a lot of villains are a little too cartoony. Like, I would love to see like a Mr. Freeze movie or a Riddler. A Riddler movie would be super cool, and show why like Edward Nygma became the Riddler. What's his fascination with riddles and manipulation and like technology? Like, how did that happen? I would love to see a Riddler movie, 100%, or even like a Mr. Freeze movie. But I think if they were to do another one, I think Riddler would be my villain of choice. I think it kind of fits into this style. If they were to make it in a similar style, I think Riddler would be super cool. Sean says Joaquin Phoenix is one of my favorite actors. He was Robin Oscar from The Master and Walk the Line. I feel like he's just super under, like the moviegoer appreciates him, but I think he's just like, I don't know. Don't take my word for it, but I feel like he's just not in the Hollywood stratosphere, like a lot of other people are. He seems just very kind of reserved and kind of removed from that, which I don't blame him at all if he is. Again, I don't know if that's the truth, but that's kind of just my impression. But I think if you don't play that politics game, you probably don't have a great shot of getting those awards. Although he deserved it for sure. I think it's mostly a politics game. Maybe I'm just cynical, but it seems to be that way. A Scarecrow movie would be really freaking cool. Guy Pearce is the Riddler. Yes. Scarecrow movie would be like an Edward Crane movie. Yes. Anna Flaherty says, not relevant, but I finally got to see the final season of Lost. Time investment is the only reason but it's all lost. It's all but lost me. Yes. I completely understand. It makes, yes. But yes, a Riddler movie, and a Scarecrow movie. And, there's a lot of just classic villains that could get a shot. I would like to see a Phantasm movie, Mask of the Phantasm, like live action, not a live action adaptation, but that character in a movie. Clayface would be cool. I mean, all of them could be done in an interesting way, but I feel like there's certain villains that lend themselves well to that format, like the Riddler and like Scarecrow. I think would work well in that sort of style. I don't know. That's just my thoughts. Sean says Penguin would be hard to do. Yeah, Penguin. I feel like Penguin got a lot though. With Batman Returns, Penguin got a good he got drawn out pretty well in that movie. It would be cool to see another Penguin movie, but I feel like that movie did Penguin decent justice, I think. XYZ says I feel like Black Mask is underrated. Okay, now if we're Black Mask is going to be in a is Ewan McGregor is playing Black Mask in the Birds of Prey movie. By the way, he's I don't know if you've seen. There's some pictures like set pictures around the internet of him like in the suit. I haven't seen the mask yet, but he is playing Black Mask, so he's going to be in a movie. You know who's never probably going to be in the movie that I really like? Oh my god, why am I blanking on it now? Ventriloquist. That's a movie I'd want to see. It'd be a horror movie. Like Scarecrow would probably be a horror movie, but I feel like the ventriloquist is super underused. And I always talk to my friends. I'm like, I want more ventriloquist. He's, he was a cool character in the animated series and definitely never used enough. He rarely comes up in the comics. I don't know. Sean says, I'm worried about the Birds of Prey movie. I am too. I think, again, it's like now there's going to be this line like in the sand with these DC movies at Warner Brothers. There's going to be like the movies, like the fun, entertaining blockbuster type movies, like to appeal to the widest audience possible. And then we're going to get these, if it does well, we're going to get these like Joker, like cerebral, like gritty films. Like it's going to feel like a movie, like a real like film. I think there's like a distinguishing thing. Like there are movies. I think I talked to Cameron about this too. There are like movies, and then there are films. Like a movie's like an experience, and it's supposed to be fun and stuff like that. But then like a film is like reading a book almost. That has that same quality to it. It's just very story, character driven, and it brings up a lot of stuff. It just feels more substantial, I guess is what I'm trying to say, than like a movie. So I think, I don't know. I think that distinguishing thing factor needs to be made. I don't really know much about this Birds of Prey movie. I know Mary Elizabeth Winstead is going to be in it, which I'm super psyched for because I adore her. And she's dating Ewan McGregor, as far as I know. I think they're still dating. So they're both going to be in that movie. Anna says, bought Slaughterhouse 5. Cool. Let me know what you think of it whenever you're all done. Maybe we'll do like a little discuss on the channel. Anyway, I've rambled way longer than I thought. But thank you guys for tuning in and discussing the subject with me and going a little deeper. XYZ says, I feel like Margot Robbie is really invested in Harley Quinn. I'm optimistic. I honestly adore that Margot Robbie is that much in love with the character of Harley Quinn and understands it. And I think that we'll save that subject for another movie because I very much appreciate Margot Robbie. She's a very high caliber actress that cares about this character a lot and wants to see it through and is fighting for it. Like she fought for a Harley Quinn movie and for like Birds of Prey, I believe. So I have complete faith in Margot Robbie. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there again. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate you watching on this random time on a Wednesday afternoon. If you're new to the channel, like and subscribe. That'll help me out a lot. Let me know you guys dig these videos. Anyway, I'm off for today. I shall see you guys tomorrow for Veda Day 4. Good night.